Our word for today is observe, taken from our reading from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4. Moses spoke to the people and said, Now, Israel, hear the statutes and decrees which I am teaching you to observe, that you may live and may enter in and take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, is giving you. Therefore, I teach you the statutes and decrees as the Lord my God has commanded me, that you may observe them in the land you are entering to occupy. Observe them carefully. For thus will you give evidence of your wisdom and intelligence to the nations, who will hear of all these statutes and say, This great nation is truly a wise and intelligent people. For what great nation is there that has gods so close to it as the Lord our God is to us whenever we call upon him? Or what great nation has statutes and decrees that are as just as this whole law which I am setting before you today? Why do we observe, brothers and sisters? We observe, obviously, for our own benefit. God did not create this law that we follow. He did not create these commands that we follow, these teachings that we follow, to somehow benefit himself. They're of no benefit to him. He is content within himself. Somehow we get this idea that we have this God who is up in heaven with this gigantic ego who just needs this praise, and it adds nothing to him. It adds nothing to him. It is all for our benefit. Everything is for our benefit. Yes, he calls us to look to him, and he calls us to praise and worship him. Why? So that we can be more like him, because he knows that that is a benefit to us. And when we are called into eternity, it is called to be connected to him, because he knows that is where we will find our great joy. And we will not have a moment a moment where we are not at peace and in complete happiness when we are in his presence. The more we are like him, the more we are going to be able to enter into that fullness of joy with him. And so, yes, he has called us into these statutes, into following these commands, knowing that in every time, every way we do that, we are made more free, and we become more and more like him. And so if we think that we anger him when we separate ourselves from him, no, it saddens him, in fact, because he knows that the opportunity that he has given us is for us to be brought into this fullness, this complete joy, this complete happiness. And he wants that for us because of his great and his perfect love for us. The reading goes on to say, However, take care and be earnestly on your guard, not to forget the things which your own eyes have seen. Do not let them slip from your memory as long as you live, but teach them to your children and to your children's children, brothers and sisters. Remember the things that the Lord our God has done for you, that you might be able to recall them in times of difficulty, that you might be able to recall them in times of challenge, that you might be able to recall them in times of temptation, and remember the goodness of our God, and pass those on again from generation to generation, that they too might look up to God and know the generosity of the one who has called us to himself. Again, not for any selfish purpose of his own, not needing anything from us, because there is nothing that we can do that adds anything to him. He has given completely of himself that it might be added to us and bring us to that perfect place of joy just for our benefit as we observe and follow his teachings. Observe our word for today.